Hey, what's going on, everybody? Dave back again, and today we're going to be going over the Reborn 100 Gundam Mark III. I finally got this guy all snapped up and some lining done, and thought I'd finally crank out the video and let you guys see what it looks like when it's all done. Again, a big shout out to HOBBYSEARCH for getting this out to me. You know, I have to say this it was an interesting build. I will be honest right away and say that it is basically a big high grade, but it has a lot of details with it, and I think that's what makes these appealing. Is it's a simple build, but with a lot of details and stuff. It's great for intermediate modelers and maybe new modelers that are moving up from the 1/144th high grades and SDs, things like that, wanting to get into the 1/100 scale and play around with doing maybe painting, detailing, stuff like that. So we'll get this thing out of the way. So what I'm going to do with this video is I'm actually going to show you all the pieces and then show you, what it looks like all together. So let me pop you in a little bit closer and let me pop this. Sorry, I have a bottle of half frozen Mountain Dew and it keeps popping on me. Okay, so on the head, now I have not applied any stickers or decals to this. Like I said, I've just done some lining to bring out the details because I noticed looking at other people's videos, you see the pieces but you don't see all the lines and stuff. So and yeah, some of the things are sloppy. Like I said, it was a quick do up on this, and nothing, a little purple power or simple green won't knock that right out. So on the head here, seems to be good proportions and everything. You get the vents on the side. Now the vents are clear. If you wanted to be brave and try and put a light in the neck joint or something like that, you could. You'd end up lighting up the top camera, the back camera, both vents, and the eyes. But as you can see, looks pretty good. Now, one thing I do have to say is all of the connection points from the runners are pretty much either undergated or really thin, and they do it right on the edges of pieces. So that is very nice. Sanding will be minimal to clean it up, even if you're just snap building it up. Now moving on from the head, you get the chest section. You get two clear pieces here. There are stickers that go in there if you choose to, or just paint them. You get the vents here. You do not get, the hatch doesn't open up because there's not anything in there. You do get side to side movement on here, and just a little bit of forward back motion. Neck is just a double wall joint on each end, much like the high grade 1/144ths. No side to side as far as this goes, but you do get some forward and back on there. As you can see, lots of details. And I think if I remember correctly, you do get some pivot out with the inside shoulder joints. You get the connection for the backpack here. So we're just going to go ahead and pop the head on. So you can, I don't know why everybody does it, but you can do a 360 with the head. Not necessary, because your Gundam will never end up doing that. But if you pull back on the head and then down, you can get a nice, that nice downward kind of evilish look on there. But yeah, you get what they call the chicken neck on there, and good side to side movement. Moving on from there, we have the lower skirts. You do get some motion, not on the front skirt, no like side to side, but you do get forward to back. You do have a little like basically pin in there that's going to stop it from going back too far. Now I've left the hip joints in there, but these do have a swivel in there so you can move them forward. These are just on ball joints and polycaps. You can see the inside of the tail here. You've got three thrusters in there. You do have nice details behind them. You've got the details on here. And give me 1 second. Stupid cat's like scratching at the door, and I open the door to let him in, and he's like, no, I don't want to come in. So, and then as far as the hips go, you do get nice side to side, forward to back, and you can see how it does that. You do get this way, and then it does pivot that way also. Now, I'm not a big fan of this suit, so don't expect me to go all wowzers and stuff on it. You know, it's great for what it is. I'm not a fan of this suit. So that's what it's pretty much looks like so. We'll move on to the legs. Now the legs are pretty much identical from one side to the other. Only real differences are the bottom skirts. So I'm not going to show you both legs. You do get some movement in this right here. You do have a thruster pin right there. You can see you have cabling details here. Very simple, almost high grade, like in the knee joints. You just got a joint here and a joint in the ankle. You can do that and that, so you do get good range of motion in that way. You do get some motion in this front ankle skirt. Now the only hindrance I had is with these ankles. There's no polycap or anything. It's just these pieces that are jammed in here. So there is some movement, but they have a tendency, if you push them too hard or move them too far, they're just going to fall out. Ankle wise, you do get good side to side and then forward back. Now your best movement is back. If you open this up all the way, you can pretty much do that with the foot. So that part is good with that. And then you can tell this is the right leg because you got this piece that's on the outer side. But like I said, they're pretty much identical, whether it be right or left on here. You just get a connection point right here, and they just slide on. That's going to look like when it's on. Alright, so there's that part. Moving on to the arms. It is an interesting concept with these shoulders. Instead of having the typical round piece that you have the arm peg that goes through, and then these end up being all floppy, you actually have this piece that's all built, and then the shoulder piece attaches to it, and then the arm to it. So it's actually very stable, and I was glad to see that. Now the downside to that is, with the way that it's designed, you get no like rotation up in the bicep area. You do in the elbow area, and you get about that much bend out of that one, and then you get another bend point right down here. It's kind of funky how they did it, but it works. And then this piece here does move. So, and you can see all the details that are on there. Pretty nice. you have connection points that are on both arms here, so you can put the shield. It just plugs in on either side. The arms are identical right and left, so it's not really going to matter if you get them flipped. This is almost one of those, I hate to put it this way, the simple stupid builds, but it's kind of that way. You know, both legs are the same, both arms are the same. Now I remember there being a question because I made a comment on the unboxing about the different type of materials that are in here. I have noticed they do use, especially on the high grades, but they do use different type of plastics depending on what they're wanting to achieve. Like this material here, there was a whole runner, and these pieces are actually kind of flexible. But they do have, you can see you have nice, it's shiny on this part, but it's flat here, and I really like this, and I wish they'd do the frames like this. Now here I have one out. Instead of the beam sabers attaching to the waist or backpack, things like that, these actually attach to the shields. Now I left one out here because there are details underneath, you know, if you have them out, but that's what it looks like there. This is what the beam saber handle looks like, and they just pop in like so. You can see detail on there. There is a lot of detail on the back. I've only panel lined half of the back. You do get cartridges that will go on the rifle, extra ones. So we'll set that to the side. We'll put it on once we get him all stood up. Now, speaking of the rifle, here's the rifle, and yes, you will see little nubs here. Now you get, like the cartridges there in the shield, you get one that goes there, one that goes there, and that's pretty much it. It's not super detailed, but it's not bad. And I'm just going through the piles here. Now you do get enough parts to make all 6 of the hands, so you do get 2 of the action hands, 2 fists, and the hands are really nicely detailed. I'm happy with that, and it seems like a compromise. Either you get the posable hands and they're not that detailed, or you get the solid hands like this and they're very well detailed and look very mech-like. Now if they could just combine the two, I would be extremely happy about that. And then you get 2 hands that can hold either beam weapons or the rifle. And then these are again just high grade style hands. Getting the hands out of the way, moving on. You've got the backpack here, and you have these 2 guns that are on the backpack. You do get some side-to-side movement. They're just on a ball joint, and you do get some good forward and back depending on where it hits on the shoulder. You get 3 thrusters that are on here. You can see all the nice line details, even on parts that you generally won't see. You get some nice lines. And then that go on to these. We'll stick that one on that side. Doop, 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 doop. You get these. You get some posability on this upper side. Some vents up in there. I've only lined one of these. And you get some decent movement this way. So you can either fold it back like that, or you can completely extend it. And this is for on the backpack. We'll just stick that bad boy on there. And let me zoom you guys out. Hopefully that's enough. And I think I just got these flipped. Pretty sure I did. Alright, so let me do this. Stand this guy up. Do 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 do. Move camera. All right. So I like him having a little bit wider stance on here. It is pretty stable. We'll stick the backpack on him. Now, one of the things that I actually think is ingenious with doing these is the polycap runners. If you remember me going over, there were only 3 separate styles on here, and there were actually you know, a couple left over. You've got 5, 6, 7, 8, like 9 left over. So definitely keep those for further projects. But this was ingenious. It's not actually marked for this kit, so they can reuse this for high grade kits, more RE line, things like that. So financially and just logically, that makes a lot of sense doing that. The only parts on the runners that were not used was I ended up with an extra big thruster and small thruster. So let's pop his shield on here. Maybe. And I'm not going to get into any crazy poses or anything, but you guys can see if I fold this up how you can get like that. You know, you can change this around however you want. You do want to watch for the V-fin. Pulling those forward, it does look kind of awkward, so we won't go that extreme. And let me find this. Nope, not that hand, this hand. Put the rifle in it. Pop that on. Boop. You do get some binding between this piece and this if you don't have the shoulder pulled up, so keep that in mind also. We'll kind of rotate that around. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed my review of this. Like I said, it was a fun build. Only like maybe 2 hours. The longest part, honestly, was doing the lines and letting them dry before filming this, of course. But it's, for the price of it, it's definitely worth it. So I would, you know, if you've been curious or anything, definitely pick this up. Again, you know, in closing, I want to thank HOBBYSEARCH for sending this out. And then definitely check them out. I will put a link down below so that you guys can pick one up from them and check them out. Any questions, comments, leave them down below. If you like it, give a like. If you don't. And if you're not subscribed and you like what you see and you want to see more, because there is a lot more on the way, go ahead and click below. Stay tuned to my channel, because I do have the blue frame Type D unboxing coming up and review, and also the Zaku Johnny Ridden coming up, along with a bunch of other stuff. So everyone have a great night, morning, whatever time it is, and peace out.